Hello everyone, this is Rita Holmes, independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up! From Ohio, and I am here to bring you a fun fold card today. I've been meaning to get to this all this week, or all last week actually. This is a new week, but things kept getting in the way. So here I am today, and I just want to make sure that everyone has seen our new catalog. This is our new Stampin' Up! Catalog. Just went live May 4th. And if you do not have a demonstrator and you would like a catalog, please comment in the comments section or email me at ritaholmes0611@gmail.com. And I would be more than happy to accommodate you with an annual catalog that is full of just fun stuff. Lots of new stamp sets, some older stamps that they kept that are really good sellers, new in colors that are very pretty, lots of dies as you can see, and just lots of stuff throughout the catalog. And anyway, I would love to be able to help you with that. So just remember, if you do not have a demonstrator, if you do have a demonstrator, contact her and see if she has catalogs available for you, and get one that way. And if you can't, please let me know. I would be more than happy to help you. If you would hit the share button and also leave me a comment and a thumbs up or a thumbs down. If you really don't like the video, that's okay too. But either way, just I would love to hear from you, and I'd love for you to share my video and what I'm doing. So I'm going to move the catalog. This is it, girls, guys. It's a great catalog, so just remember, if you don't have a demonstrator, I would love to do that and be that for you, get you the catalog and get you on your way. So let's move that out of the way. We don't need it right now. Here's the card that we are going to be making today, and I call it just a fold over card. And when I saw it somewhere on YouTube or Pinterest, I visit everywhere. I like the looks of the card, and it's just a fold over. It looks like, because it's layered here, that it would be a card that would open from the top and the bottom, but we have glued the bottom shut, so it's just a fold over at the top. It's quick and easy to do. This is the Color and Contour stamp set that's new into the catalog, which is right here. We're going to be using both flowers, the leaf, and the Thank You for Everything stamp out of it. So, and the little dots right here. This is also the, that's the hand pen dies. I got the wrong dies. And these are the dies that we will be using. This die right here just a little bit later on in the video. So I'm going to go ahead and get it out of here so it'll be ready. I got a couple other cards to show you that I did. I used the hand pen set, and that is one of the dies out of the hand pen set. After you stamp it, I colored it. I really didn't color it. It's all stamps that you can use in there. It's very easy to make. And this is also a die that you can do this and color it, and then you can cut it out to look like this. Or you can use it as an embossing, use an embossing mat and emboss this and make it raised. And that is a, this die is out of the Color and Contour set, which is right here, and it's this little guy right here. But anyway, that is the papers from the hand pen set that you see on here. As far as I did DSP back here, I stamped on this one. And then I have another one that I used the same stamp set, but I used one of the dies right here to do my white on there, and just made it a little decorative. So you can do this all kinds of ways. I just stamped that on the inside. I made my own little DSP down here. I did this one all pink. I did this in several colors. So there's really a whole lot you can do, but we are going to do this one right here. I do have a PDF of that, which is over on my Facebook group called Stamp Crazy VIP. You can go there and get any of the PDFs for any of the videos that you have seen me do here on YouTube. You can ask to join my group. I will approve, and then you have access to all the PDFs, plus the same videos, or basically the same videos. I redo the video without all the talk on my live video over there for here. So you can also get this if you need it, and you go over there. And they also, and I just started doing this, they also have pictures with them, so that when you look at this and you're thinking, I don't remember that card, here's a little bit to kind of jog your memory of it. Okay? There we go. So let's get started and make this card real quick. It doesn't take long. Let me get my little cheat sheet out here, because I do have a cheat sheet for me, so I can tell you the sizes as we go along. This is my card base, which is 7 3/4 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, which gives me this slip to just fold over. Okay, so you want to fold that over, and you want to give that a really nice crease, because you want it to stay down. Okay, so again, 7 3/4 by 4 1/4, scored at 5 1/2, and folded. That will be the top of your card. Okay, for the bottom, we have the same color, which is the soft succulent, one of the new colors, and it is cut 4 by 1 3/4, and it goes right here. And you're going to line it up with the bottom of the card, and we're going to do that real quick. And go ahead and put this part of the card together, and then we'll do our stamping. Makes it pretty quick. And I am going to take, and the next piece we'll put on will be 4 by 1 1/2, and it's going to be a mat in that section. So I'm going to go ahead and put that on. So we can go ahead and just center that in that piece there. And that way we have that made. Okay, let's make sure I got it straight. I'm the world's worst on getting stuff straight. You'd think as long as I've made cards I could do it, but I still have that problem. And then we're going to take our matte piece for up here, our black, and that is I don't know if I wrote it down. Oh, 4 by 3 1/4. That's what I thought, but I want to make sure. And that's going to go right here. So what I do is usually I will put it on the back of my card, but I know I want this to cover with a little border. So I'm just going to go ahead and line my glue up here. And that way I know I'm in the vicinity of where I need to be. So I just thought of something. I didn't put my phone on Do Not Disturb, so I hope we don't get an interruption with a phone call, because that usually happens and I don't like it, but I forgot to set it the other way. Okay, we have all this ready. Now let's do some stamping. We have 2 pieces that measure 3 by 3 3/4, which is going to be our base here, and then it'll be our under part here. Okay, and then we have this piece that measures 3 3/4 by 1 1/2, and that is our little piece down here. So right now we're going to stamp our flowers. I am not going to stamp a flower here. I'll be stamping here, here, and then these three, okay? So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to stamp a pink flower. And I'm going to ink that up. And I'm actually going to put my pink flower right here. And then when I get over here, oops, I need a, should have put a piece of scrap paper down. And I forgot to do that, so I'm going to do that real quick. So I've got that one done. So I'm going to put a pink one on here. And I'm going to put my pink one right up here. And then I'm going to clean that off. I got my little chamois sitting over here because I'm going to be doing a lot of cleaning on my stamps. Now I'm going to get this was polished pink. These are the new ink colors that I'm using. So this one's polished pink. Now I'm going to get fresh freesia out. And I'm going to do my fresh freesia. So we're going to need this back in here. We're going to need our stamp again. And I'm going to put a fresh freesia flower right here. And I'm going to put one over here. And then we're going to clean that off. A lot of cleaning, a lot of cleaning. So that's fresh freesia, which is a pretty lavender type color. And then I'm going to come in with pale papaya. Now when I do my pale papaya, I'm going to also stamp one on my scrap piece of paper. Okay? So I'm going to take my pale papaya. I'm not going to do one on here, but I'm going to do one on here. And I am going to try to angle that in there some way. There we go. And then I'm going to take and I'm going to just do one flower right here because I'm going to die cut that. And then on here, I'm going to take and do one at the bottom. Make sure, I don't know what that is on my piece of cardstock, but we can turn it over. So I'm going to put one right about here. Okay, so now we're done with this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in, we're going to do the hard part right now, which is our outline. It's not too bad, but first of all, before I do that, I'm going to take the flower off. I got two stamps on here, and I actually have "You're absolutely amazing" on my thing. I didn't have, not the thank you, so we can do that. It doesn't matter which one we do. It's our saying that's going to go up here. So let's move that for a minute. I'm going to bring this down where I can get to it a little bit better. And I'm going to stamp right here. And then that will be our, that's our outside of our card. I'm going to put this away since we won't need it, and I need that block. It all works good. We'll leave that open, and let's put our, okay, what we have to do is we have to line this stamp up with here. And I line up this little stamp here. It's got a little fat looking thing here, you know, curves out this way. Looks kind of like a V or a heart, a fat heart. And I take this that has Let me get my scissors out and I can point to it. This one that looks like a heart, I line up with that. And it lines up pretty good. So let me show you that. And actually, I think I'm on the wrong one. I don't know why. I lined it up a minute ago and it looked fine. And now I do this all the time. Decide that that's not the one I want to line up with. Okay. Here's the one I want to line up with. It's got the deeper cut. It's got this little fat little square. And I'm going to line that up right there and kind of line it up with the rest. And that they don't line up perfect, so you don't have to worry about that. And just stamp. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. And then let's bring this one back in. I get real quiet when I'm concentrating. Sorry. That one got kind of wonky off. But that's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. That's one thing I try not to worry about when I'm stamping. How off I may get on my stamps. Because it's handmade. And I don't expect them all to look alike. Because there's no way we can do that. There is no way we can get everything to look just alike on here. It'd be nice, but I don't sweat those small things. I know a lot of people do, but I just can't. I just don't like sweating all that, so I've always said and taught, you know, it's a handmade card, so we're not looking for them all to look alike. They can't. And if they did, you know, we're not Hallmark. We're not producing these cards as Hallmark produced these cards. So, it's all good. And this one, you can't even find my little lineup, so we're going to go with the Gusto over here. There we go. And in the big scheme of things, it's going to look okay. Going to be fine. Now I'm going to bring in my little dots, and I'm going to use Smoky Slate on that. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to stamp one, stamp off, and go and put light dots just around to kind of cover the white in the paper to make it look like it has a little background to it. Okay, so there we go with that. And that's all we needed that for. Stick my fingers in all of it. How many people do that all the time? Stick your fingers in your... Now the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take this part here and we're going to add some leaves. And so I just kind of, and up here we're going to be putting that, we're going to kind of be putting our flower on dimensional so we can put a couple leaves a couple different ways so they're kind of sticking out. And there we go. So, that is our leaves. Oh, let's do a leaf over here. And there we go with that. Oh, my computer's not quiet. It's being a little crazy over there. So now we have everything stamped that we need to stamp. So what we're going to do is we're going to bring this in and we're going to go ahead and layer it, because the only other thing we're going to do is we're going to be adding to our centers and putting our flower on dimensional. So it's safe to go ahead and put this down. There's no more actual stamping on it, it's just going to be gluing onto it. So I'm just going to take, and that goes into the corners here. Make sure you got ample space. Then we're going to turn this over, and this is going to be the piece that goes here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to just flip it over, and I'm going to actually, I need this piece of paper. I'll line that up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this where I want it to go, kind of in between all of that so it doesn't show, and I'm going to add glue. And I showed this trick before. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave that lay there, and I'm going to close my card. And that way I'm not guessing where I'm putting it underneath that matted area. So it's down, and that closes. So that's what we wanted. Next we'll go ahead and we'll put this part down at the bottom. Doesn't matter which way you lay it. There we go. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my little mini stamp cut and emboss machine, and I'm going to bring in my little platforms, and we're using the number 1 and 2 of the number 2s. So I'm actually going to lay that down, and then I'm going to try to line this up, and I'm going to have to hold it to line it up, because that's how I do best. And I usually have a marking on this, but I've not marked it yet, so I always just turn until I get it to where it needs to be. And I think it might need to be over here if I get that one spot. Let's see. Do y'all ever do this? Twist and twist and twist till you get it. I'm going to have to get that spot and just mark it. Mark it on my stamp and mark it on. There we go, we got it. So there's how we're going to lay it. Of course, every time I move my fingers, it moves with me. So what I'm going to do is when I lay that down, I'm going to hold that with my hand till I get it going. Sounds like I need to oil it, poor little thing. Too much use. Because I like to die cut. One of my favorite things to do. Okay, so let's lay all this to the side, out of our way a minute. We're going to bring this back in. We're going to turn our flower over, and we're going to put some dimensionals on it. And I want enough to kind of hold it up, kind of sturdy. So there we go. So there we go with those. And the reason I didn't stamp it here is because then you would have to line up the flower one more time, and I didn't want to have to do that. So I am going to stick that about right there. And now we're going to color our centers with the dark petal papaya. So I'm going to use the big end, and I'm just going to put some color in here. Just to kind of color that, because I'm going to use the jewels. And I have them here somewhere. And these are the jewels that I'm using are the Silver and Clear Epoxy Essentials. It's in the new catalog, and I'm using the silver ones. Actually, I'm going to try the clear ones on this one. This one has silver ones on it. Let's see what the difference looks like. That might be a good idea to do here. So I'm going to take my pick tool, and I'm just going to see if I can get me some centers to go. Well, they're harder to see, I can tell you that, on there. Have to be a little bit more careful. These look more like raindrops. Well, they're circles, but I mean they're clear like a raindrop. So I'm going to put these on one on all of these. And then I'm going to come in, and I think I'm going to put one on that one. So there you go. And they look, they're just different. So anyway, that's the clear versus the, these look like they're really pretty flat, but the silver ones have a dimensional look to them, so they look like they're raised, and they are really not. They're not like a real heavy dimension embellishment. They're really pretty flat, and but they do look raised. So there's our two cards that we did, and you can see the flowers off and stuff, but it's okay because it's just makes it look a little bit abstract, if you ask me. This one is stamped, you know, and some of the flowers, they stamp just like that too. It's a new thing, I guess. I don't know. And then here's one that's just pink and black. So, I really like the color and contour set. That's what I was really trying to showcase in this, was just how you could use that. And like I said, here's the dies to it. And the dies match, this die here matches this flower here. These go with this flower. This goes with that. Those go together. Your leaves are your accent and your little splatters. And then you have sayings. It's really pretty fun. Fonts. This one says, "Here for you now," and then on the inside you could put, "And in better days ahead. You're absolutely amazing. Thank you for everything, and so happy for you." So, you know, they're good sayings. You know, you could use these. Somebody's having a bad day, or say, for instance, I got a glare on that. For instance, you know, like a sympathy card. You're absolutely amazing. Somebody's done something really good. So happy for you. Could be an engagement, promotion at work, different things like that, and then just a plain thank you. This has all of your frames, and this frame right here, I'm going to turn this card over. You can cut that out, and it fits just like this on a card. And in fact, I made a card like that. Let me see if it's over here somewhere. I stash cards here, there, and everywhere. So if my big old arm's in the way, I'm sorry, but it's not over here. Where is it? Yes, it's right here. Never mind, it is. I used that on this card right here. So this is actually showing 2 of the frames and the other flower and how you can use it. So it's got some really neat frames that you can use. It's got a really nice border that's stitched. This one isn't stitched, but the rest of these have stitching around them. The biggest one and the littlest one does not. So it's a good stamp set. The dies you can use for a lot of other different cards. It doesn't have to just be with that particular stamp set, because you can use these frames and the border for anything. So that is that, and that's all I have. It's been, you know, a while since I came, and I'm sorry, life got in my way again. It doesn't know that I just would rather stamp my life away instead of having to deal with stuff. But I was nice. We had a wedding shower for a girl at church that's getting married, and just had a lot of other little things going on. My husband had a big doctor's appointment we had to go to, and that turned out fine. So we're all good. So there's our cards. Happy stamping to all of you ladies. And remember, if you need my help in anything, email me at ritaholmes0611@gmail.com, and I would be very happy to help you. And until I get my other video out, which I will be doing on Facebook, my Facebook group, Stamp Crazy VIP, in the morning at 10 o'clock. So if you want to make sure that you see it and you have a Facebook account, go over there and ask to join my group. And those go on regularly, and then I try to remake it for my YouTube as soon as I can get to it. So there you go. Y'all have a nice day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.